Good morning, everybody. Good morning. We're going to just play the song here that lovely Miss Donna, wrote for us while we wait for some more people to join us.
Across the quiet fields where the snow begins to fall, a silent question echoes down each and every hall. From the Atlantic shore to the Pacific's wide embrace, we trace the river valleys, we climb the mountains high, sending up a whisper to the vast and endless sky. A drawing left unfinished, a favorite teddy bear, gentle reminder stared, hanging in the air. A parent's heart is aching, refusing to give in, praying for the day when the searching finally ends and they can hold them again. Where are all the children in Canada tonight? Underneath the northern lights, hidden from our sight, we keep a candle burning, a constant, faithful glow, hoping that they feel the love where the cold winds blow. Be safe, little one, wherever you may be. The heroes that you need are hoping to set you free. Does the silence feel too heavy? Do the shadows look too deep? Remember all the promises the family meant to keep. We are looking, we are trying, across this spacious land. We need strong hands to help us. We need everyone to stand. Where are all the children in Canada tonight? Underneath the northern lights, hidden from our side, we keep a candle burning, a constant, faithful glow, hoping that they feel the love where the cold winds blow. Be safe, little one, wherever you may be. The heroes that you need are coming, waiting to set you free. To the parents waiting by the phone, you are not in this alone. Bring them home, bring them home. Let our heroes rise. His grandma was watching him boots planted. Creek searched, no neighborhood were checked, no cameras were looked at, no geofencing used. His grandma just turned around for 18 seconds and then little Dylan went poof. Truro police looked for 6 days. Why weren't the planted boots checked for fingerprints? Or even DNA Dylan's mom don't speak to her mom anymore? Was it traffickers? Or did neglected to check all avenues because they choose to check the easiest thing was the body of water? He is still missing. Does he wonder if his family is looking? Does he still remember his daddy's voice? Does he cry at night when it's dark and scary? Why cannot Canada do better by the children? They need heroes to come along and bring this children back. They need their parents to hold them tight. Stand up, Truro. And the RCMP, throw those guilty, sick members of your offices and government out the damn door. Our children need a hero. Let it be you!
Welcome in, everybody. Happy 2026. I have never been happier to see a year go by. Bye-bye 2025. How do you all feel about the end of 2025? Yes, happy as me to let it go. God willing, 2026 will be better. Want to say welcome to everybody here. I have to tell you guys truly how much you mean to me. Yeah, Buds girl, I almost didn't show up this morning. I didn't show up last night. Not gonna lie. Gonna do the best I can to get through today because we got some good news, but it's been a hard year. It's been a really fucking hard year for me, for a lot of people, and it's nice to see everybody here. So the good news is, thank God, I know you guys have all heard it, but thank God we got some good news from the RCMP and potentially we're going to get some results and some justice for Jack and Lilly. And this has been the best news we could have gotten, and we have gotten, in my opinion, to date from the RCMP. So kudos to Shannon McKinnon for putting this out. I want to just say good morning to everybody. Good morning, Krista. Happy New Year, my dear. Dion, nice to see you, sweetie. Good morning. Cindy, good morning. Nice to see you. Happy New Year to everybody. Buds girl, welcome in. Deanna, nice to see you, honey. Nice to see you. And everybody in the bushes, welcome in. Do the YouTube things. Who else is here? Joyful Dolphin, nice to see you. I know. Thankfully, it's freaking over, man. Let's hope that part of the start of the new year is this indication from the RCMP. Welcome in, the Boylan family. Welcome in, honey. Because this seems like the most promising. Good morning, honey. Good morning. What did y'all do last night? Happy New Year to you, honey bunny. What did y'all do last night? Did you just do nothing? I was in bed before midnight. Hey, Hope. Nice to see you, honey. How's it going? I haven't heard from you in a while. I was wondering about you yesterday. Wondering how it's going with work and everything else. So message me if you can. You went to bed? Yeah. A bunch of empaths here. Went to bed before midnight. Yeah, me too. I've just never been a big party girl. But anyway, okay. Did y'all see, maybe before we share this, did you all see the News Nation had a psychic come on and predict 2026? Did you see that little clip last night? Welcome in. Happy New Year. um, I thought it was interesting. The only thing I want to say that I didn't agree with, she was talking about 2025 being the year of dismantling, like everything has just been chaos. Do you guys want to watch that? It's like a 4-minute clip. If you want to watch it, we'll watch it. If not, we're going to go straight to the Globe and Mail. Um, she works true crime cases. Um, 67 years old. Works for Homeland Security. So again, I don't know if you were here when I tried to do how the CIA trains psychics and their brains, and I got shut down and copyright stricken by YouTube. And here we have a woman on News Nation admitting that she works as a psychic medium for Homeland Security. Okay, so how YouTube found it necessary to strike me as if I was, creating propaganda when it's actually true stuff. Anyways, all that to say, 2025 was the end of, not the end, the big one of the years where all of the systems we see. Hey Mike, nice to see you. Happy New Year. It's been a while since you've been in. Nice to see you. It's been a rough go for me. I almost didn't show up today, literally. It's been a really rough time. I'm trying to stay positive, but yeah, love the sarcasm. No, I know. Anyways, all in all, I agree with everything she said, except for she said embrace chat GTP. And I have to tell you, in my opinion, I think chat GTP is very dangerous. That's the only thing I would disagree with. But that 2025 is one of the years where things are, the justice system, including political systems, everything the way we used to work things is slowly unraveling and dismantling. And it's a new way forward. We're in a new era, and I embrace this article. To Shannon, to the RCMP for coming out, publishing this yesterday. Or I said Shannon, I'm sorry, Rob McCammon, sorry. I don't know why I said Shannon. Rob McCammon, who came out uh and gave us an update that is more hopeful. And I just want to congratulate the RCMP. I really, really appreciate, and I'm sure a lot of us appreciate um the transparency and the seeking of persistent justice. So let's go through the article. I'm sure some of you have heard it before. Um, but when I was telling a lot of you guys, our justice system is based on the legal system. Yeah, I know. Isn't that good news? Finally, like it was just so exciting to hear. Um, it was so exciting to hear. But our justice system is based on the UK system, right? The monarchy, the crown. And that's why you see the crown here on top of the logo for the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. That's why you see the crown at the top of that picture. So for anybody that's American coming in and doesn't understand our criminal justice system and why I was saying that the RCMP can be politically attached is that, and for that reason. But anyways, let's read the important happy stuff. The question of how 2 young children could just disappear has kept the RCMP head of major crime in Nova Scotia awake for many nights since Jack and Lily Sullivan were reported missing from their home last May. But Staff Sergeant Rob McCammon, the acting officer in charge of major crime and behavioral science, insists the police are still making progress with the case, and he's confident that in time it will be resolved. This is not a file that just sits at work and you pick it up in the morning, said Staff Sergeant McCammon. You have 2 very vulnerable people who perhaps were in some difficult circumstances and they've gone missing. We're perhaps in some difficult circumstances. That's the first time I hear the RCMP acknowledging what we covered on this channel about the risks that these kids and their home environment, that the risks of something going awry because of their exposure to math, to financial distress, to a history of potential neglect, hence, why we had CPS there. A team of major crime investigators are still following up on the more than 1,000 tips they received and working through a list of 1,300 investigative tasks in a case that Staff Sergeant McCammon described as having the greatest volume of information in his 25-year career. Wow, doesn't that say a lot? And I would bet that we're not helping that situation here in true crime. And I'm sure a lot of those times and man hours we're watching YouTube creator videos like myself and my own that I've sent them. And while it takes up time, I'm hoping that eventually the law enforcement agencies will see that, yes, like everything, there's a double-edged sword, right? There's the good side of social media and there's the not so great side of social media. And in this case, I think, even though I was critical of it at the beginning because of why it was done, not because it was done, but because of why and what it meant for the family, was some YouTube creators that were bringing the family on and doing interviews and creating a lot of drama for them. But it gave us a lot of answers, and it gave us a lot of the inconsistencies in the statements that I hope they were able to, and are still looking at, piecing together as to why two innocent parents, quote unquote, can't get their story straight, or at least one of them, and how the story just keeps changing and what that looks like in the face of innocence, Anyway, it looks like they are potentially going down a different route now. The disappearance of Jack, 4, and Lilly, 6, from their home in the rural hamlet of Lansdowne has reverberated across the country and abroad. A missing persons case that Staff Sergeant McCammon described as affecting so many because it's a fundamental wrong. I don't know what he means by that, a fundamental wrong. If that means that he feels that not finding the kids is a wrong, you think in the end, a lot of the other creators are really in the end going to help solve this, you think? Well, I hope so. I mean, I hope that the creators, yeah, exactly. Better woot woot, I pray. Me too, honey bunny. Well, it can't get much worse than 2025 for yours truly. So, um, I hope so. I really don't think the creators are going to solve the crime. I don't. I think that I think that the creation, the social media, that's just my opinion. You have your course, welcome to your own. I think that the social media and the family's tendency to want to, at the beginning, come out and speak, one part of the family, I think, has maybe led to some questions on the inconsistencies. It can always get worse. Yeah, well, I don't know if you know what I've been through for the last few years, but man, I'm at the end of my it can get better. Great catch on a live. Thank you, Trees. Nice to see you here. Your son called from prison, got released yesterday to drive 3 hours away to good vibes. He stays sober. Ah, hope. Thank you, honey bunny. I truly hope that for your son, honey. I truly hope that for your son. Because drugs addictions is a problem, right? It's a problem. Okay, let's keep reading here. I really hope that's great news. Hope that's really great news. So on May 2nd, the morning, Jack and Lilly were reported missing. Their mother, Malia Brooks Murray, marked them absent from school for a second day in a row At around 10 a.m., she called 911 to report they had wandered off while she and their stepfather, Daniel Motel, had been dozing in bed with their toddler. Staff Sergeant Mick Cammon declined to speak about an investigative theory or theories in an interview at the Nova Scotia RCMP headquarters in Dartmouth this month, saying all avenues are still under consideration, and he has to consider the impact on long-term justice should the criminal charges be laid. So, I mean, that basically to me says, as we know in true crime, they need, hey, Wolf, nice to see you. Happy New Year, honey. They, did everybody change their names here today? Excuse me, Wolfie, is that your, a new name? A new handle name? Thanks a lot, guys. He called. I said, quit messing with me. Sweetie. Well, I'm glad he got out, honey. I don't know if December 31st, I was watching Jumpsuit Pablo yesterday, and he posted he got out December 31st. I don't know if that's a common day or if it's just a coincidence, sort of at the end of the year, December 31st, but I'm really happy to hear that. I do see a lot of new names in here. No, it's just Wolfie I was noticing, but I think this will come first circle right to the beginning, in my opinion. We know that the 3 on that property, 2 in the trailer. Yeah. So I hope that they're going down different avenues. I would hope. It sounds like from this, they have started to consider other avenues. That's just what I'm gleaning. Maybe it's my bias and my wanting to be hopeful. Oh, Bud's girl. Well, no wonder why I didn't know who you were. Jesus, Kitty. Sorry, honey. Oh, honey. Okay. Anyway, Kitty, I'm going to have to remember it's you, sweetie. Nice to see you. How are you feeling today, honey? Okay. So anyways, they're still under consideration, the different avenues, and it has to be considered on the impact of long-term justice should criminal charges be laid. But he added that the police are making headway. They're making headway. Thank God. The truth never changes. No kidding. But the fact that they're making headway, I mean, tells me they're not looking in the backyard anymore, because the only headway in the backyard in the forest, under the premise that they walked out the door, is having found the bodies, right? So excuse me, everybody. Yours truly is catching the back end. My grandson had to go to CHIO. He has 2 ear infections. Everybody in the family has been a little sick. So anyway, I believe we have made ground when it comes to where things are heading and what we're finding out, he said. I mean, that is the most glorious news to my ears. I so seriously would love to see these kids come back alive, but I don't know anymore. Yeah, it's just maybe headway as far as getting to the truth of the story, just a bit slightly more than the first day. Well, yeah, I'm on my tablet at work. I don't know how to change my name on my phone. I'm Violet. Oh, hi, honey. Nice to see you. Well, no wonder why everybody's different in here. Hey, sweetie. Hi, honey. How are you, Charscotia? Welcome in, honey. Nice to see you all, everybody. So tell me what you feel about this article. Tell me what you think. I was feeling pretty discouraged about the case until I saw this article, just because of the time, right? The time. We know statistically that when cases aren't solved at the beginning, the longer it goes on, the harder it gets to solve, and particularly when we're talking missing kids. And so I'm so happy, like joyful, joyful, to see this. It just feels encouraging. And I'm so appreciative that they came out and gave us a glimmer of hope, and that they're finding things out. We're collecting information from all areas. We're assessing that, and it's helping us form pictures of what may have taken place. We're going to continue to work down that road. It made you hopeful too? Yes, for sure. And it seems like whatever road they're on, exactly, trees. They can't go on theories and all our million emails to them and videos without, social medias are the statements. And that's why I said, I don't think that social media is going to solve it. I think what social media is going to do is maybe open up the avenues to things that were said publicly by some statements that were inconsistent, those kind of things. They maybe open up an opportunity to see the inconsistent stories, like it maybe gave them a fresh perspective. But they're going to need the hard fact evidence, and that's not social media. That's not us. So they showed they're really seeing what we are. Yeah. They need evidence to make it stick. That's exactly right. So it holds up in court. That's what he's saying, they can't just rush to something. And as you guys know, or if you remember, I told you, we don't have grand juries in Canada. We just don't have it. So when you're going to charge somebody, you had best beware. And they know more than anybody, the RCMP, the charges, if you want them to stick, you better have a lot of evidence. And it's not even just that. In the case of my dad, I had 600 emails. I had more than enough evidence. But sometimes there's parts of the law that are a little bit gray or a little bit loopholey, which was the case with my dad, having lawyers involved and a judge in Florida, by the way. It makes it, so sometimes there's loopholes in the law that they have to get around. There's all kinds of things. Welcome in, Sharon. Nice to see you, honey. They showed they're really seeing us for what we are. Yeah, so that's just it. Like they're definitely looking down a new road. I think you're finding little bits of facts, what people are saying, baby steps. Exactly, Krista. I think what it did is maybe opened up the opportunity to see some inconsistent statements, because I have a feeling that Mr. Martel, at the very least, because he's been the most inconsistent here as far as the parents go on social media, there's different facets to Mr. Martel. There's the news media facet, there's the police interrogation face, and then there's the face of him presenting himself here on social media and YouTube, right? So potentially giving them an angle into some things that were said and different insights. We know that Daniel talks too much. Stories change. Also, Daniel has a lot of water references. The truth never changes. That's why we need to go back to the beginning of this. Yes. So I'm going to go back to the beginning of Jack and Lilly because, sorry, everybody. In 2026, I'm going to go back to the Jack and Lilly. One of the things I wanted to talk about is I'm going to be more consistent in showing up, even when I don't feel too like it, like today. And it's not because of you guys, because you guys are truly the only reason I show up. I just, life's hard when you've been on the other end of financial fraud. It's been not a fun ride for my family and I, and it's just, I'm at the end of my effing rope with it. To be honest with you, I'm sick and tired of the challenges financially to get back on my feet. And you guys really keep me going on days that I don't feel like it, truthfully, because you've been so supportive of me, and I love you all for that. Like, you don't even know. But let's get back to this. So the Globe previously reported on troubling issues inside Jack and Lily's home, including admitted drug use by their stepfather, multiple black eyes on the children, controlling behavior that affected their mother, and other pressures brought on by the parents' financial struggles. This is the first time that I recall, so hard to dig out of that face. It is. I know. I'm proud of you. Thank you, honey. Thank you, honey. Yeah. So that's my commitment, is I'm going to be more consistent here in 2026. And I'm going to commit to the 11 a.m. YouTube live time, Eastern, this time we're at today, because it seems to be a time that works for our group. So yeah, we're going to commit to this time. So that's the first time the Globe and Mail talks about the children's situation. And the fact that they're reporting, it says the Globe's reporting also revealed that a provincial child protection social worker had visited the children's home to investigate a report of suspected abuse or neglect. Wow, I know, honey. I know. I know. Trees. Trees, 100% too many details. What do you mean by that, Char? Like the details that Daniel gives out being too many? Yeah, but this part I thought was fascinating, that the abuse or neglect. Because what did Daniel, I think there are people who just want the reward and don't care what they have to do to get it. You think so? Well, I don't think the reward is a practical option for anybody. I mean, if you look at Sebastian Rogers, and I looked at it, trust me, when Dog and everybody first came out and offered the $250,000 reward. Now that's different from this, but you read the fine print and the rewards. I don't think that they really get. Yeah, I know he did exactly, because he couldn't help himself, because that's a narcissist, right? A narcissist believes in their own baloney, and that's why maybe he was able to overcome the truth lie detector test, right? But anyway, I want to keep focusing here, not digressing. But the fact is, Daniel lied. Daniel lied about this. They were exactly. They were not investigating the kids because of potential delays in school. Now, was that not what Daniel told us? I'm pretty sure Daniel told us they were investigating the kids because of their learning disabilities and their struggles at school, not abuse or neglect. So that is really, really wild for me. Yeah, well, listen, Joyful. Again, I think that, I mean, I could just Google here for fun how many people actually get paid rewards. I mean, the fine print, you have to literally be the one to solve the case. And I don't even know. I don't really know. I'm not going to take the time to Google. We could if you want. If you want me to take 30 seconds to Google, but I think the chances of anybody collecting the reward, I mean, I'd love the reward, but we all would love the reward. I could certainly use the reward, but I don't think it's practical. I don't think those are put out with the intention of, giving them out. I think there's so many fine print clauses there that very few people would actually qualify for the reward. On the other side of that, when kids are delayed, it could be a mental health issues, or it could be due to neglected abuse at the home. Exactly. Absolutely. But I mean, in this article, they're not saying that the kids were being visited by CPS because of trouble at school or learning. It clearly says suspected abuse or neglect. So who would have reported that? I'm guessing the school. Mary Jane, welcome in, sweetie. In the history of Nova Scotia, it's only been given out twice, and one was a partial amount. Both people were witness to the crime and had to testify. Thank you. See? Thank you. That's my point. And that's why when the third officer at the RCMP that I spoke to told me, I don't think he knew I was American, because he told me it was standard in Canada to give out a reward. I'm like, dude, do you even know who you're fucking talking to? Because I'm Canadian and I know it ain't standard in Canada to give out $150,000 reward. Okay, it's just not protocol in Canada. So God will reward me. Listen, I just want these kids found, and I was hoping they were going to be alive, but I think they might have been at the beginning. Teachers reported. Yeah. At this point, anyone with the whereabouts, the time reward says passed. Yeah. 40 days, some absent. Yeah, exactly. And I mean, these people covered their tracks well. If they are, let me put my banner up. I just realized I don't have my little ticker on. If these people, allegedly, in my opinion, the very minimum are responsible for their disappearance due to neglect, by their own admission, went back to bed. And we're now reading an article of neglect. At the very least, I hope that's what they're contemplating down the road, at the very least. But it sounds like potentially they're looking at a different avenue now. We've looked at their movements in the days prior and the kinds of things that were going on in their lives, and that is part of our investigative inquiry, he said. Both parents explained the children's sudden disappearance the same way. The kids must have put on their boots, opened the sliding glass door, and left the fenced-in backyard. The three adults who live on the property, including the children's step-grandmother, Janie McKenzie, told police they heard the children playing in the morning before they disappeared. In the days and weeks that followed, the Mounties oversaw one of the largest searches in the province's history. Dozens of search and rescue teams, police dogs, a helicopter, and drones scoured the thickly wooded area around the trailer for more than 12,000 hours. They reviewed thousands of surveillance videos, and human remain detection dogs poured over the 40,000 kilometers of land. 40,000 kilometers. 40 kilometers. I said 40,000. Liane, the 40. In the late fall, the children's stepfather, Daniel Martel, changed his story. I'm adding my own words here, and said he doesn't believe the children wandered into the woods anymore because of the extensive search. He said he also no longer suspects that Miss Brooks Murray, who ended their relationship shortly after Jack and Lily disappeared, was involved in the abduction of her own children, a theory he had suggested. Excuse me. So let me read that up again. He said that he also no longer suspects that Malaya, who ended their relationship, was involved in the abduction of the kids. Excuse me. Hang on. Let me just blow my nose here. Hang on. Sorry, everybody. Oh, sorry, everybody. Gotta love the winter bug time of year. Yeah, so I interpreted that incorrectly when I heard it on Justin's last night. I don't know if you read that incorrectly. I heard it like he was blaming her, but now he seems to have removed that narrative that he no longer blames her. And I'm curious about that now that I read that. Like, why is he no longer blaming her? Because he certainly was. And the other thing, they both didn't say just that they walked out the back door. They both wanted and claimed that the kids could have been abducted from the very beginning, the very onset. Both parents repeatedly denied any involvement in Jack and Lily's disappearance, and court documents show they both underwent polygraph tests that found they were truthful on all four questions that were not publicly disclosed. No new searches for the children are planned, but Staff Sergeant McCammon said the police are reviewing the search areas to ensure that they haven't missed anything. If we identify areas that we feel would be of benefit to do some more searching, we will. I mean, so that tells us right there. That gives us the answer right there. They are looking at a different route now of options and not just the narrative that maybe they walked out the back door, because they're not planning another search, but they're following a new avenue, a different avenue. So that is really good to hear. It's really good news. Maybe, they didn't have the evidence to open up a new avenue before, right? And opening a different avenue now seems like is giving them the breadcrumbs, if you will, to keep going on that path. And that's what he's just said in this article. Staff Sergeant McCammon said he understands the urgent need for answers about what happened to Jack and Lily, but cautioned that intensive major crime investigations take time to do things by the book and according to the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. We have to consider whether charges will be laid eventually. So we have to maintain the rule of law and follow the rules that are there. It does take time, and it's going to take some more time, he said. We won't stop until we have answers as to what happened to Jack and Lilly. So that is great news. Now, what do you think Daniel Martel feels like after this article? What do you think? Yeah, I know. Why to bed so late? No one was up in the AM to feed the children. It's all sus. Maybe the children were not even there that morning. I don't know. I mean, I don't really know. I think the fact that the car, the neighbors reported a car the night before, to me, um, I guess my own bias in this case or my own visions. If you're new here, I volunteer as a psychic medium for the Find Me group. Accident cover up. Yeah, yeah, it could be Dolphin. It could be. Um, Let me ask you this while we're here. 66 of you, put your thumbs up in the chat if you could, or in the live link, just a thumbs up. It just helps get the case out there. The YouTube algorithm picks it up. I think that's exactly what I was gonna say. I think he's gone silent because he's realizing that he's going to get caught in his lies. They're done looking, period, cut and dry, maybe done on the property in the area, maybe considering something else, not to the land. Yeah, 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 it could be. It could be. I think so too. I think so too. And maybe that's hopeful thinking, wishful thinking, but I think that's why Daniel's also gone silent. And hopefully he is worried. There's rumors that Durwood, Dirty Durwood, we're gonna go listen to Sunny's live in a second here when she had Haley on yesterday, and listen to some of the things that Haley said here. But I want to just find out, what do you think is going on with Durwood? Why is Durwood so quiet? Because I heard rumors that Durwood was being questioned, or they spoke to him for interfering in the case. Put a 1 in the chat if you think Durwood has also gone quiet because he's worried he's been talking too much. Tell me, put a 1 in the chat. Where's Durwood? Has he been talking? I haven't seen Durwood. Have you guys seen Durwood around? Let's put a 1 in the chat. Where's Durwood? Why has he gone so quiet? You think they told him to stop talking? You think he's afraid too? You guys think he's afraid too? Durwood's chats with Daniel Kent. It's odd. Yeah, it sure is. It sure is. Yeah. Do you believe he moyed off at me just the other day in the comments of a video? Did he? Oh, really? I haven't seen him around. I had to block him from my channel here. I mean, he called you an idiot. Oh, okay. Well, I guess he's not potentially too worried. I guess he's not too worried. He pooped in Daphne's, but nothing big. I'm sorry, that was a fun Freudian typo arrow. He pooped in Daphne's. He popped into Daphne's live stream, left a piece of crap in there and left. That's about right. That's about right, Veronica. Oh my God, no, it's okay. I needed the laugh. He came in and pooped in her stream. Oh yeah? Yeah, he's going everywhere. He's going everywhere. That was spirit. Excuse me. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I love you all too, Dolphin, sweetie. We love you all too. Yeah, it is weird that he showed up at Jen's. Becca's channel. He watches that channel too. Does he? They're all running scared now. Yeah, I think so too. That's what I was going to ask. That's exactly, Shar, I was going to say. Do you think The RCMP told him to shut the F up. Just got here. What's all this about? Is this just childish gossip? No, we're talking about Jack and Lilly. We're talking about Jack and Lilly. I just read the RCMP update, which is great news. But I had asked if you know the case. If you're not sure of the case, HG Bud, if you're not sure about this case, then you won't understand what we're talking about. But there's a character in the Jack and Lilly case. I'm going to call him a character because that's what he is. Named Durwood. His real name is Darren Geddes. I still call him Durwood. And I had just asked everybody where Durwood was. And somebody here typed a typing error saying he pooped in Daphne's chat and then left. So we're laughing because it was a typo instead of saying he popped into Daphne's live and left. He pooped. So we were just laughing because it was a very appropriate typing error. And yours truly needs some comic relief sometimes. He must not be putting up with this bullshit. Yeah, he's lurking. He's lurking, you know. But why are they all lurking? Like, why are they all lurking? Shady Grady. Yeah, he's Shady Grady. Okay, let's get into it. We're going to watch It's a Crime and Shame. Sunny's live yesterday. I had it all ready to go, and then all the opened pages. So I want to ask you while I'm pulling it up. Should I I'm going to go back to the beginning of this case. There's no doubt about it. Okay. And I am still debating about Sebastian Rogers. I am not 100% sure yet whether I'm going to go back to Sebastian Rogers. I want to, but man, it's hard to go back. There's just so much. Anybody in here interested in Sebastian Rogers? Anybody in here want me to go back to Jack and Lilly? Just type in at the very beginning what you want me to cover. I think they're all just looking to start more drama. Someone in the chat has a wild theory. LOL, if Brad and Durwood ever got into a fight, there would be 4 hits. Brad hitting Durwood, Durwood hitting the ground, Daniel hitting a... Does Daniel need any help hitting the ditch, Wolfie? Does Daniel need any help hitting the ditch? He probably drives a little mathed up sometimes, you know? Yeah. KP Van went to CA in Maryland. What? Interesting things have come out, Liane. KP Van went to California. Yeah, I know, Hope Floats. So I heard Dolly did an update. Okay. If you want me to go back to Sebastian Rogers as well, I'm never going to not stop Jack and Lilly. It's not that I don't have an affinity for Sebastian. It's just I'm Canadian. Jack and Lilly are Canadian. I feel, you know, like covering this case until they're brought home, God willing, alive. And if you're interested in Sebastian Rogers, let me know. And I have one more question for you because I want to talk about, before we go into this with Sunny, do all the likey things, please. Before we go into watching this with Sunny, I just want to know who of you are interested in my psychic visions and my tarot readings, because that will not be on this channel anymore. That will be on the new channel if you want. So I want you all to take the time for me. There's 91 of you in here. If you could. One crime, I lose enough sleep. I know, honey bunny. Yeah, I know. That's the problem. It takes time. So if you want me to go back to Sebastian, let me know. If you want me to cover the psychic stuff on the new channel, Dolphin, which one is me to? Put Sebastian. I'm going to cover Jack and Lilly, or put tarot and psychic stuff in the other channel. I just don't want to mix them up anymore because a lot of people that come in here are not interested in the psychic stuff. And then they get weirded out when they realize that that's what I do sometimes. And okay, so you can do both me, and me. Okay, so it will not be on this channel. It's going to be on the new channel because, again, I don't want to mix it up. So in 2026, I just want to tell you before we go into this, you like the tarot and psychic stuff? I just, thank you, trees. This case and Sebastian has really rocked me when it comes to that because I cannot dismiss what I saw, I cannot dismiss what I saw, but I still don't know if I know the whole truth, and it's hard. It's really hard. But yeah, so we're not going to get into it today, but I will start promoting the new channel link for the second channel. There you go, trees. I was just going to ask you. Okay. I'll show you the new channel right now. I changed it just a little bit. I'm going to show you right now. Hang on a second. I've only promoted it a couple times, so we only have 92 subscribers, but I'll show you this right now. I'll put the link in the bottom. Link here. Let me just show you the other channel. And well, it's just, Krista, that it's hard for me. It's hard. It's hard work. It's not easy. So this is the new channel. So just go sub. Thank you, honey. So MMO True Crime Tarot is the name. And this one is Motive.Means.Opportunity True Crime. So we're splitting them right there on the screen. Joyful, honey. This channel going forward in 2026, I'm going to do a few crime trial coverages. We're going to do trial coverages. We're going to continue with Jack and Lilly. I do want to cover more cases in 2026, not just Jack and Lilly. I know some channels cover Jack and Lilly every day, all day. I need some variety, or my brain's just going to go mush if I don't get some variety in there. So that's the new channel. If you want to go sub up, I put the link down below. I'll put it in there again. I don't know if that's the right link. Hang on. Hang on. Is that the right link? Where's the new link? The other thing I'm not going to do this year is I'm not going to do collabs. I've attempted to do collaborations. I'm not going to do collaborations this year. I'm trying to get you the link, the actual link, like the channel link, which I'm not clear as why it's not coming up. There it is. There it is. Okay. No, I know, honey. That's why I'm getting you. Thank you, Jerry Land. There you go. There it is. There it is. There's the new channel link. So I will cover on that other channel the psychic true crime stuff. And on this channel, we're going to do trials and then continue Jack and Lilly, but I'm separating them all, as I've said before. Everyone hit the thumbs up. So yeah, if you want to go check out the other channel, that'll be the psychic visions and stuff. That's the one to go and hit up. Okay, let's get into this. Let's get into this. I want to go into this story here. This latest yesterday. Most of the shorts, your comments. I know, honey. Thank you for letting me know. The shorts are done by a video IQ, and I don't know. I got to figure out how to fix it. I know, honey. I got to figure out how to fix it. Thank you for letting me know. Okay. Let's watch this, because this was interesting information that Sunny brought out yesterday on her channel. Haley was in there, and Haley was updating her from some, I guess, some prior private messages that were sent to Sunny. So what should y'all expect in 2026? What should you all expect in 2026? Are you talking about, Dolphin, about me with the channel? Or are you talking about, like, in general, honey? With me, you can expect I'm going to return to lives more frequently. I'm trying to get my book done, and it's been hell on wheels. Writing is not easy. Happy New Year, Jerry Lynn. Nice to see you, honey bunny. So I will be back lives. It's going to be 11 a.m. It's the time that seems to work, Eastern, this time here today. I'm going to do the best I can to be here every year. My new word for 2026 is boundaries, which includes boundaries for myself, to show up when I don't feel like it, to not jump and babysit and cancel lives to help my kids, to be here consistently. Part of those things, to start the other channel after I'm done my book with the psychic stuff, since you guys seem to want it, some of you. But right now I got to get the book done, and that's launched. The first 3 chapters are getting launched January 10th. I've already got the first 3 chapters done, but I got to edit them, get my website up and everything else. So what's everybody's resolution? I don't really know. Ask everybody in the chat if you want to share your resolutions. But here, let's listen into this.
It's like from the time that the disappearance happened up until this point, about your, I don't know, just anything that you feel like you've been personally going through because of this case.
It's extremely hard. It's something that I would not want anybody to have to go through. It's something that, you hear about things happening, but not so close to home, not you, not your family. It's been a hard 8 months. Like, we're 2 weeks away from the 8-month mark, and there's nothing that eases the pain of wondering what happened.
I can't even imagine. Gonna try to be cold, soften my edges. Justice in 2026, Samuel Bird, Jack and Lilly, Darius McDougall, Sebastian Rogers. Yes. Did you get subbed up, Trees? Let me know. I'm going to start promoting it some more while I write the book. And in 10, 11 days, 2 weeks, I'll start working on that channel again.
Yeah.
It's been really hard mentally, physically, trying to pull yourself up out of bed to get your days going. And, but we have to do that. And we're doing it for Jack and Lilly.
Absolutely. And, for me, that will be always the point. Contrary to what anyone ever says to me, they can't take away who I am as a person. And the most important thing always is the victims of the missing and the murdered. And in this particular case, Jack and Lilly. So most people know that I'm not into the whole drama crap.
Haley is Malaya's sister, is she not? This is part of the thing, Trees, for me. When I started this case, as well as with Sebastian, I was purely looking at it from a psychic perspective. So I don't know the details. I mean, I just got on to Facebook, and I still can't get on my laptop. I can only get on with my cell phone. So I am not as up to date. Marilea's stepsister, Mary Jane. Thank you. Yes, that's what I thought. Sister. I don't know the players. That's one of the things I want to go back and start doing a better job of, is learning all of the, the players better.
That goes on. I consider it side noise. It doesn't mean it like that I haven't heard or don't pay attention to, but it's always about, I'm not into getting into these little drama things of the he said, she said, this said, that said, and all that stuff. More about the facts and stuff that we know, and always said how important it is that when RCMP, the news, and family members are talking, we should listen. Even if we take it with a grain of salt, it's still the people that you want to hear from, whether we deem it as truth or not. Jack and Lilly deserve answers. They need answers. And I know that I'm not alone when I say that following this case for 8 months, I just feel horrible for 2 children, and what has been going on with this case. It's not normal, it's not natural, and it's not how people would act. Anyways, so getting into the voice clip. So I'm going to, again, preface this a little bit by saying, so back in August, I had asked, and the Drunk Turkey Show, Daniel from the Drunk Turkey Show, to take a look at this case. He had joined me and Charmaine on a live, and, you know, I really wanted him to kind of see it from his point of view, because he had said he had been a cop previously. And so we had been always good friends. And this isn't a shit on DT from the Drunk Turkey Show, because, you know, again, but the thing is that if we're going to play about transparency, then this is exactly what happened. So during amidst all the information I gave him, I sent him about 6 or 7 clips from Haley. And underneath that, it specifically said that this is a conversation between me and Haley. This is for private use only. And so back in about October, and again, so he ended up obviously, you know, doing lives on the case. In about, I think it was like October 10th, around there, I heard him play a clip from those private things. And I distinctly remember that he started off by saying that these aren't his clips to play, but he's going to play a piece. And it was this clip about Malaya being drunk and, you know, stuff like that, single Pringle, getting ready. And I, in my head, was going, wait a second. Like, the only way he could have had that clip is from me, because I'm the only one that knew about that clip. But
okay, we're not going to get into drama here. That's another thing going forward. I'm the worst culprit for that. When I see a creator that does dirty, I'm not going to comment on that. That's between her and DT. But it sounds like he did take information that she deemed confidential and ran with it, despite her telling him not to. Is what sounds like is coming up here. I don't know for sure, but
that particular clip, because that's the only one that he played that day. So anyway, so I scrolled all the way back to go like, holy shit, because I didn't remember at that time, because now it's been months, I didn't remember even sending those clips. And then I scrolled back and realized that there was like 6 or 7 clips. So I let Haley know, because I just wanted to be forthright and said, hey, Haley, I had sent Daniel some clips. There was a piece that she had.
Oh, yeah, Daniel from DT. Sorry. I wish you would just use DT.
That he had played on his thing, you know, and rightfully so. I mean, obviously, Haley was a little bit upset with me, but I didn't want to take away her trust. And that's why I just wanted to admit it. I'd forgotten about it, but I wanted to admit that. And then, so recently, the rest of her clips are going around. Well, the only way that those clips could be from anyone is if DT, Drunk Turkey Daniel, shared them. So not only did I feel like he threw me underneath the bus the first time by playing Haley's clip, then he threw me underneath the bus with Brad Wong and showed a portion of this piece that I said. And then he apologized profusely for that. And he said it because we detested Brad Wong. And so when then a couple times recently, I received messages, from Haley about, hey, about the clips, right? And I'm like, Haley said she had deleted it, blocked it, you know, type of idea. And I was like, not even sure which clip. I didn't even really ask her, because I just assumed it would have been those clips from there. And then I had another person message me and say the same thing. And I was like, okay, what the heck? And
I'm just going to say this. I'm not in true crime nearly as long as Sunny. I think she's been 4 years or so now. Forgive me if I'm wrong, Sunny, if you ever hear this, or if anybody in the stream thinks that it's longer or less time, I'm sorry. But I think it's been a few years anyways. And I'm not even 2 years in, and I have been very inconsistent because of my own stuff. But I will say that I noticed a pattern. I've noticed a pattern. This started at about the same time as Sebastian Rogers, where creators started going at each other. So I don't know if it's the stress of covering cases after a long time. At the end of the day, if she was asked confidentially to share them, she did then, and that's her own fault. Yeah, I don't want to get into this too much. Let's just, I want to get to the part where she talks about the clips. But I just wanted to say, I noticed that when time goes on and the creators get stressed on a case, it seems like the creators start to come at each other instead of working together. And that's, I don't know if that's just a pattern that I'm just noticing, or if it's, I don't know. It just seems to be the case when the cases go on and on and on, that people start to take it out on each other as creators. So I'm hoping 2026 is the end of all that.
It was kind of one of those things is that I was like, okay, well, there definitely was like 6 or 7 clips I had sent DT, but obviously these private messages he decided to share with his special group of friends, or at least probably Angeline or who knows. But anyway, there's that group, and whatever their fight for is Brad Turners of the world and shit like that. Again, I don't really get into the drama, but me and Haley were talking about it. And next thing you know, it's just like, well, let's just do a live on it. Because she, like, although she did not want these clips, and like I had told the Drunk Turkey show, so I'm just going to quickly play a couple things and preface, and then we'll get into Haley's clips. And then,
I mean, kudos to Sunny for being honest with Haley. I would have done the same thing. But yeah, this is the danger of social media.
Haley can talk about it. You know what? Again, it's this is just about being truth and transparent. So if he wants to share these clips that were private and break trust so many times again, then whatever. We're just gonna sit here. You actually physically have Haley here to discuss those clips that are.
And I mean, they're pretty self-explanatory as well. You have asked me some questions. I answered back to them. Now, with that being said, like I answered them with, confidentiality, like that they weren't going nowhere, which you explained, yada, yada, we're over it. It is fine. There is nothing in this case that is being said that isn't going to be out there. Like hell or high water here, everything's going to be out. It is what it is. I will say from the beginning when DT did play that little clip, which was me talking about, Hayden drinking, getting drunk, Malaya having a few drinks. I didn't agree with it, but hey, that's not for me to really agree or disagree with. It is her life. She is going through a lot. He did end up removing that once I reached out to him, but he wanted to have a conversation with me and I wouldn't conversate with him. So this has got me feeling kind of like, okay, she won't talk to me. She's not giving me any from.
She lives in the
You're kind of cutting out a little bit, Haley.
So let's just go, do her dirty in a way.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Haley, you were cutting out just a little bit there, just so you know. Are you better now? Oh,
just the end there. I said that I said what I said, and I said it with my whole chest, and everything that I said has come from either something I was told from Malaya, something I have heard, something I have gathered myself. Like, it's no crazy secret. I knew it'd be out there, but I didn't think somebody would,
We're going to listen to this. I'll stop. I'll comment. It's about an hour, and then I'm going to quickly go through. Sweetie. Okay, honey. Have a good day, Joyful. Then we're going to go through quickly what we covered in 2025, the top cases of 2025.
Want to throw shade at me that way, which is fine. We're here now. We're going to go through them. It is what it is.
Yeah, and not
we're here
just
for Jack and Lily.
Yep, absolutely. And Jack and Lily.
At the end of the day, so.
These clips were from like August 14th and 16th. So meaning like conversations have, been ongoing, but these were from like August 14th and 16th, again, like meaning that's when, they must have been around that time because obviously I send them to myself. So just like I have all of Janie's clips. So I'm just going to make this bigger on the screen. And so I just want to just quickly show this part. So I had said, let me just put this.
I want to say, I sent you about 6 or 7 clips at the very start when I asked you to look in the case. I've never played those clips. I've never talked about those clips at all, right? So that stuff about the drunk and all that was never supposed to be played because I said it was in privacy for those clips. I've never talked about those clips to anyone or brought them up. I've said a few things here and there, but always never referencing that they were from Haley or the clips or stuff like that. So those ones I sent you underneath of it, it literally said that those are for privacy only. As for the girlfriend, she sent me a stack of stuff and stuff like that.
Okay, so that was referring to obviously Taylor. So I was really upset again about this when he played that clip, hence why I sent this message. Now, he said, Daniel from the Drunk Turkey Show said, I talked about it. I played a part, but don't think it was that part. I played literally 5 seconds. I did talk about her claiming Malaya was drunk, etc. I talked about how she said folks in her family believed Durwood, which if some of her family believes him, it's surprising Daniel believes some sort of version. What I did play is what you played on your show, which was no, that wasn't not true. I played, so just to again preface that, I played the 4 clips that Haley let me play when I asked her questions. In no way, shape, or form have I ever played one of Haley's clips that were private ever on a live. So that to me was just, I don't know, double talking, because he said at the start of that live, or when he was talking about it, he had literally said, these aren't my clips to play. But yet he went and played a bit of one anyway and talked about stuff that was private. So of course I was hurt, right? Because I've never shared anything of Daniel's and I trusted him wholeheartedly with everything. Well, my bad, because obviously now we got about 7 clips out, I guess. And so he goes, I didn't play it for more than a few seconds just so folks didn't think I was lying. Now, I did preference the reason I wasn't playing them is because I don't know the context and I prefer to talk to her myself. I got her number, reached out, but didn't get a response. And so again, the
clip that I played 4 clips from Haley, right? Because as you know, I talk with Haley. I played 4 recent clips where I just simply asked her a question and then whatever response given back. And then you said, well, I have some clips too. Now, I sent you those clips in privacy though. I've never played any part of that clip at all. So I've never sat there and ever played and said anything about Malaya being drunk and Hayden being drunk and that clip. Those were all private clips.
So I'm going to ask you, Danielle, if you can edit that part out. I just said it was given to you in privacy. And I'm just shocked that I literally heard a piece of that clip being played, and talked about a bit. Because if, obviously the one person that I truly, truly trusted was you, and I was giving information all about the different stuff to do with the case and stuff like that. Yeah. Anyways, okay. Okay. So that was 1 second here. Okay. So that was that. I just wanted to show you because that was back in October. And like I said, didn't play a clip. So I felt like I was, obviously betrayed at this point, but Haley reached out to him as well. He, removed it, but that I guess didn't stop the next 7 clips from coming out on there. So I'm just going to bring this one down, stop. And Haley just cut me off at any point. And I'm just going to go to, okay, this one here. So I think, whoops, 1 sec. I'll play this first, I guess.
Spoke to Malaya regarding that car. She knew nothing about it. She even went to the major crimes fella that's working with her and asked, why the hell?
Yes, she said that she had private clips that Haley sent her on Haley's thoughts about the case. You're going to hear them now, Krista, that she never played publicly and kept them private. For some reason, she shared them with DT and he went and exposed them. So now she's confronting and brought Haley on to clear up the clips that Haley sent to Sunny, which we're going to listen to now.
Didn't I know about this, that you guys were following up on this tip? They didn't even let her know that. But she's saying that she had no knowledge of this car thing happening during that night.
Okay. So I think that one's kind of self-explanatory. Really. I mean, nothing much to it about the car type of one. The next clip, Haley, will be the one that Daniel played a portion of. So I'll play that one next. Sorry. You still with me there, Haley? Just to make sure.
Yep, I'm here.
Okay. So 1 second. Let me just.
She was okay. So yesterday when Cindy called me, I could tell that she was really upset. And I kind of asked what was going on. So Saturday night, Hayden wanted to go over to her house. She wasn't home. She was working at the hospital. She's an LPN. Anyways, so Cindy said, yeah, go over home, go feed the horses, let the dogs out, whatever. So Malaya and Hayden headed over, which is fine. They both stayed the night there. Cindy got back in the morning. Malaya was gone. Hayden was passed around the couch. There was 2 full bottles of vodka gone, liquor strewn across the house, things in a disarray from Hayden and Malaya. Disrespectful as shit. Cindy lost her absolute God forbid fucking mind. And no, Malaya is not one bit upset. She's walking around, prancing around like her shit don't stink. She's done up to the nines daily, makeup, full outfits. Like, as a mother myself, if my children were missing, somebody would physically have to drag me out of my fucking bed. I would have lost my apartment by now because I wouldn't be working. I wouldn't have an income. Like, I wouldn't know what to do. The only thing that's saving Malaya for money, well, is her grandmother, of course, but also the India Brook band gave her thousands of dollars in gas cards, grocery.
So I can just tell you here in Canada that the Native people get a lot of tax breaks. They can carry a tax card and are exempt from taxes and get all kinds of things. So I don't necessarily think that while they were physically given to her from the Native group, my guess is they're likely like they're government-led given gifts. They're not like the band is putting money together, giving her stuff. They're given to all Native people from the government of Canada. So yeah, I take that with a little bit of grain of salt, but I'm not happy to hear Haley talking back in October in this clip that Malaya's out partying and, like nothing in life is changed. 2 older children have their cards, but they did not live on the reserve. Your 2 older children. Okay. Yes, Trees. But so would you agree with me, Trees, with that statement that I don't think the band is the one that I believe the government, that they just have access, being Native, to all kinds of government subsidies that she would be entitled to regardless, as soon as she is claimed Indigenous, right? So I don't know. You tell me your thoughts on that. I don't think that it's quite the way Haley's saying, but that's just my knowledge or maybe lack of.
Cards and everything. And she's literally just walking all over them. She doesn't even stay out there in the place that she has. She's either at Cheryl's or in town at Patty's.
Thank you.
And Malaya can't even speak without Cheryl butting in or something, even the family. And like, I know Cheryl because her sister dates my brother and has kids with him. But it's a little fucking ridiculous. I was with them, I don't know, a few weeks ago. We were putting out flyers for Jack and Lilly, and Malaya's phone would go off and Cheryl would put her password in and check her phone before she got to check it. Now tell me that's not fucking control, and why, I don't know, because Cheryl and Malaya were never really friends before. Malaya was more friends with Shelby, which is Cheryl's sister that dates my brother and has kids with.
Okay, so that will be the biggest clip of information that, go ahead if you want to say something to this one. Again, this was back in August, but anything you want to add to this one, Haley?
It's pretty self-explanatory. The emotions were still raw. There was things that I seen that, as a mother myself, didn't align with, how somebody should be acting. But in the long run, when I sit back and I think like I shouldn't be judging somebody, or, everybody goes through things different. And if that was her way of trying to, show her emotions, which was getting done up, doing things with people, maybe I shouldn't have said so much. I don't know. But like, the drinking and stuff at that time was kind of like, why? You would think you'd want to have like your full wits about you and you're full in looking for your children. And I didn't feel like at that point she was there. And maybe that was her, ridden by sadness and not knowing what path to follow. But yeah, I mean, it's there. I said what I said, so.
Yeah.
Poor Haley. I mean, if M lives on the reserve, they will help her a place to live there. Exactly. So welcome in, Carla. Nice to see you. Happy 2023 as well. We're just reviewing Jack and Lilly, and then we're going to just go back very quickly and look at what we covered in 2025. So welcome in. Thank you for being here. Truly hoping that we get some justice in 2026 for Jack and Lilly and Sebastian Rogers, among other cases. Haven't heard anything about some of the other cases and updates, which we're going to talk about briefly, and hopefully we get justice on those as well for 2026.
And so it is what it is. And again, Haley said it. At the end of the day, like I said, this is still my fault. I'm the one that trusted that all the information about everything I sent Daniel was to be private. So I do feel absolutely betrayed, but I also feel like I betrayed Haley's trust because I had sent those out there, totally forgot about them, had to own up with it when I realized and scrolled back all that time I did. But I am grateful that Haley she didn't block me. She's You know, I'm sure inside there's some, you know, being like, shit, Sonny, because I remember saying something like that. Like, fuck me.
I did take a break away from answering you. I ignored you a few times. I was just like so pissed off. And I was like, you know what? At the end of the day, Jack and Lily are innocent in all of this. And somebody knows something out there. So if me roughing some feathers is the way to go about it, then whatever. I think by now everybody knows how I feel and what I truly want out of this case. And, you know, if this gives me some backlash, so what? What can't I handle at this point?
You know, and kudos for that. And thank you.
Poor Haley. I feel for her. You know, it's her stepsister. She probably has no idea either, truthfully, what the heck's happened to these kids. And she's looking at her stepsister's behavior going, doesn't seem quite right. Is it Malea's just her way of coping? I don't know, man. We have a weird way as humans sometimes of not facing reality. I don't know. I don't know. I don't like the behavior either. I really don't like it either. I don't think anybody in here in their right mind would say that they approve of Malea's behavior, of being completely going silent, of this supposed drinking and everything. It doesn't scream, I miss my children. That is for sure. That is for sure.
Because honestly, I mean, internally, of course, I felt bad. Absolutely, right? Because again, it was just something to give DT some information about kind of what Malay is kind of doing, you know, and besides what Haley's saying there, because obviously everyone has their own thoughts about this case. I still, to me, the two people that need to answer up here is Malaya and Daniel. And Janie, she can take her shovel and shove it up her ass for all I personally care. At the end of the day, two people were in charge of looking after Jack and Lily. And how I've been watching this case this entire time is odd. It's strange. It seems deceptive, manipulative, in so many ways. So my own personal thoughts, you guys know what I feel about this. And I'm just waiting for personally RCMP to do their thing, come up with the answers for us, bring a conclusion for Jack and Lily. But these two children deserve so much more than what we're seeing from either of these parents. And that's what I got to say about that. But anyways.
And like to keep in mind, these are from August, a very raw time still of not knowing, very, very high emotions. Not that they're still not high emotions.
Oh, August. So these were from August, not October. So, I mean, that makes, I guess, a little bit of difference. May, June, July, August. So 4 months in. I mean, I don't know if that's her way of coping. I think we could say at a bare minimum, Malaya is not well herself, you know, whether she's the victim of abuse, also into the rags, the math, or was the victim of that environment. I don't think any way, shape, or form you're thinking properly as a mother when you expose your kids to that environment and tolerate it for the 2-3 years that she did. So whether that's spousal abuse or whatever you want to call it, I don't think Malaya's all working with all, you know, the full faculties either at this point. Just saying.
Oh, shoot.
I didn't know.
We're losing her.
Haley, your internet's gone wonky.
With what was happening in amongst my life and
yeah.
Haley, you muted yourself. I don't know if she realizes that she's muted. Maybe she muted it on purpose for a second. You guys, I know sure her internet, it seems to go a little bit wonky there. Maybe she had to step away for a second. Not really sure. Anyways,
okay, am I back there now? The computer's like lagging a bit.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, because you were cutting out again. Obviously, just a little bit of bad reception sometimes. I think you're good now, eh?
Yeah, I can hear everything now. The screen's back. Yeah.
Okay. You know what? I think if I remember near the start of our conversations, you know, again, if there's one thing that was clear, I think in general, the family just wanted answers, right? And there was no answers. And the family is wondering what the heck happened, right? Well, obviously we heard Wade's video and different stuff like that, but that's really the bottom line of it. For the people that had nothing to do with Jack and Lilly and their disappearance, my heart goes out to every family member that just wants answers for Jack and Lilly. Family members, friends, teachers, bus drivers, all those people that really care and want answers, the community for Jack and Lilly. Okay, so let's see, that was that one. Was that one? I think, okay, so then is this
Darwood O'Grady or Darren, whatever the fuck his name is, all the time, and she believes him. So Hayden's name must be under my name in Patty's phone. So I get a phone call one day from this number that's not saved in my phone, and all I heard on the other end was, "Hayden, get your fucking ass back here." And I'm like, "This ain't Hayden." I'm like, "This is Haley." She's like, "No, I called Hayden. This is Patty." I'm like, "Well, you called Haley, Patty. Like, she's old and like senile and she's a drunk herself." But I was like, "No, you called Haley." And she's like, all she said was, "Where are the kids? We know you have them." I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" She's like, "Darwood's right," or something. Like, she's fucking 100%. The whole fucking family. Like, nobody's gonna.
I mean, all this is them getting ahead of it from DT. This is what was said, and Haley coming out justifying what she said. That's really just to protect Haley right at this point, and to get ahead of DT doing any more damage. That's what this is about. So there's a lot of dysfunction in that family. Of course there is. I mean, of course there is. And we said that on this channel. Both families have generational trauma. I know I grew up in one. I know.
Along right now. Malaya and Hayden are siding with Patty. Cindy had to cut them off fully because they're being nasty to her. And yeah.
Okay.
A lot of dysfunction.
Go ahead with that one. I know sometimes words can, again, these were never supposed to be played, okay? But
anyways. Which is whatever. I could have worded things a little nicer for Patty. She does have an issue with alcohol. I grew up with an alcoholic father. I have no tolerance for it. I call it as it is. And maybe that's part of my issue here. I don't know. But yeah, like Darren Gaddis or whatever his name was conversating with Patty a lot. And she was kind of, she's older and was sick and she just kind of sided with him. And then there was a point there that Malaya and Hayden kind of got, Cindy has rules. Cindy's a good mom. Cindy's a good person and she has rules. And sometimes those rules weren't being followed. So it was easier to, sway to Patty and get what they needed or stay where they needed to stay. Right. So that's part of where that came from. Again, this is how I was feeling at that point. And keep in mind, Darren Geddes.
The reason I just want to add, the reason there's clearly dysfunction in Malaya's background, because I know regrettably, when you grow up in a dysfunctional family, I had alcoholism anyways, so I don't want to get into it, not meth or anything like that, but that's all your body knows. And so it's like, as much as you try to get out of that cycle, it's like, it's almost like subconsciously Malaya is attracted to this because that's all she knows at some level, that dysfunction. So that's why I would venture to guess not just Daniel's dysfunctional family, which is clearly for all of us to see, been exposed, but Malaya too, in my opinion.
Or whatever was, threatening me if I kept talking and stuff. So
yeah. So remember Daniel was too in the chat, in that private chat. Remember that? When Daniel's basically like telling you to shut your mouth and you're like, LOL, basically. Like, really? Like, if you stop talking,
well, I do recall that, but it's like everybody else can talk, so why can't I?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like how I felt, and like I don't know. So
well, just to confirm, so you don't have the children stashed away somewhere, do you?
I absolutely do not, but at this point I wish that was the case. I wish I had some answers. I wish Jack and Lilly were home and things were normal, because they are not normal, and it's very hard to continue to keep going with nothing.
Absolutely. And you don't believe that they're on the reserve anywhere hidden by the First Nations, right?
Absolutely not. Like, that from the get-go was
okay. Absolutely not. Haley does not think there is any truth to this story that they're hidden on the reserve. But it's interesting to hear that Patty and Malaya were believing Donkey Durwood's dumping, CRAP stuff all over social media. That's really interesting to hear.
Just, left the ballpark for me. Like, where does something like that even come from?
Yeah.
That's never been the case. Although, people were hopeful that was, but that's never been.
I was going to say, right, on a hope and a miracle and a prayer, would love to know that these children were trafficked or given away to somebody or stuff like that, but none of that made sense at all, right? And everything is always what we call Occam's razor. The closest line to the truth is the truth. Almost 100% of the time, it's going to be always certain situations. And usually in cases like this, it's usually going to be family members or someone close to the family that's involved. But answers. At this point, it's just like you just want, well, at any point, you just wanted answers. You know, the longer it's gone on, the more obviously, you know, I personally don't believe these children are alive anywhere. Myself, Belinda doesn't believe it. Most people don't believe it, especially as time has gone on. There's no reward that's been taken. There's no sign of seeing Jack and Lilly, all those things, right? Anyone following true crime,
Yeah, I mean, people talking about the Durwood wanting the reward and stuff. I think if that was the case, he would have just come up with the truth at the beginning with the police, and that would have been the end of it. So I think it's more been to divert efforts away from the focus. It's been more of a distraction than anything else. Just my opinion.
usually knows the answers and the outcome, and it's really hard to think about that. But at the end of the day, family still needs answers regardless. Put some closure, move on, and to a next step and stuff like that. It's heartbreaking, absolutely heartbreaking. So let's see here. I did that one, this one. So I think this is next one.
There is a comment here from Mew Brunswick.
From who? Okay.
506. She said, at this point, almost 8 months later, Malaya has no knowledge of what happened, and she's fighting for answers just like the rest of us.
So someone said that in chat, you're saying? New Brunswick? Oh.
Yeah, they asked at this point, almost 8 months later. Yeah.
Okay, that's what you're answering.
So her answer is Malaya has 8 months later, Malaya has no clue as to where the kids are. I mean, that's very sad. That's true.
Okay. Yeah, if there's something you see, just ask. Okay. Let's see here.
I did.
Okay.
I do think, and I've said this at the very beginning, and I told Mike at the RCMP at the very beginning, don't think Malaya was necessarily directly involved, although I do think she has some guilty knowledge potentially. But
1 second.
Okay, so about the dog part, I thought Janie's dog was like a beige brown. That dog that she brought out of the camper in the CTV video was black and white, wasn't it? I'm almost certain her fucking dog was beige. So that dog that she brought out of the camper the day for her CTV news interview was not her dog. So that's the weird part that I've been thinking.
Okay, let's talk about that. Why would Janie tell me your theory? And if anybody wants to jump up and tell me your theory, why the heck would Janie use someone else's dog and pretend that dog is hers on the CBC interview? Why? I mean, when that CBC interview first came out, it was a couple months after the kids had gone missing, remember? And I remember saying they certainly tried to clean up the trailer and make it more presentable. They got ready for that interview. They prepared for the interview, in my opinion. And to hear that she presented a dog that wasn't hers, why would she do that? Why would she do that? That is bizarro. Do you not think that's bizarro? What happened to that dog? Where is that dog? And the other thing is, where was the dog barking that night? If there were strangers showing up on the property, coming and going, would the dog that Janie owns be the dog that barked? If the dog knew the comings and goings and knew the people that were coming and going, would the dog bark? Because we don't hear anything by anybody reporting they heard a car, but they didn't hear a dog barking. Excuse me. Yeah, both families for sure. Do you not think that is bizarro? And what's the possible reason that Janie would have a different dog? Let's go to the CBC. Let's see. CBC News video. Well, let's listen to this a little bit longer and see what Haley says. She'll explain
The
it.
whole
Listen,
time.
and I'm going to look up for the video.
Haley, I'll just ask you about that because Belinda swears that the dog that Janie has was not the dog that was in the trailer. And you kind of said the same thing. And I don't know what it is about this dog because, you know, Janie wouldn't let people go in her trailer. Go ahead. Go ahead, Haley.
So the dog that I recall seeing the day of the search was beige. Now, the one in the CTV clip or whatever it was that she did, that did not look like the same dog. For one, the dog she had didn't like Jack and Lily, and Jack and Lily didn't really bother with that said dog. But yet, when she was searching for Jack and Lily, Janie took the dog into the woods. But
What? So Jack and Lily didn't bother with the dog, but the dog didn't like Jack and Lily. Did the dog attack maybe Jack and Lily? Did the dog do something to Jack and Lily that night? I'm just wondering. That's what I'm wondering. Did the dog do something to Jack and Lily? Why are you presenting a different dog? That is the most bizarre thing I've ever heard. Why would you do that? I'm just wondering now. Would presenting her dog be scary to the CBC reporter? Was the dog that unhinged and that frightful to be around? Was the dog that scary for Jack and Lily? Would the dog have attacked Jack and Lily if the dog, like as Haley just said, didn't like Jack and Lily? It's a very, very curious thing to do an interview with what you present as your dog when it's not your dog. That is unbelievable. Okay, listen, RT, there's no politics here, so I'm going to remove you and ban you because we're not doing politics here. Thank you. Bye-bye. There's no way the dogs attacked and killed the kids. That would be way too much evidence to cover. You're right. You're right. The blood and everything else. But then why conceal the dog? Why conceal the dog? It's bizarro. Bizarro.
like if the dog didn't like the kids and the kids didn't like the dog, why would you even want to do that?
Don't you think it was strange, Haley, that, I mean, just from a perspective when, like, because, you know, Belinda has spoken, you know, during her time while she was at the search, and just how odd it was that the cop lady was saying to, like, Janie, like, don't worry, Mom, they just want to, you know, check inside the trailer, blah, blah. But most normal people would say, you know, no problem, right? 2 children are missing. Let me just go get they would have just said, no problem. Let me just get my dog out of there, you know, and go ahead and search. Like that would have been the normal thing to have said. Not.
You would think. I don't recall any of those happening with me present right there.
Right. It was Belinda.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay, so she says the dog, let's just show up the interview. Let me just see if this is the one. She says the dog is beige, right? I'm just going to pull up the clip. Haley says the dog is beige. I'm just pulling up through the commercials here. The CBC review or interview rather. Okay, let's just look. I'm not going to play the whole report. Hang on, I just want to show the dog Janie did for the interview. If this is the one. I got the wrong one, or I fast forwarded it. But I'll look for it. But Justin definitely showed it yesterday. And it's a little black dog with like white, like a white beard. I thought it was this one, but anyway, I should have been more prepared. I just decided the last minute I'll show you. But, you know, the dog is a different dog. It's all tan color. Yeah, the dog in the interview that you see walking out is medium size. He's not tiny. And if you picture that dog standing on a dashboard, look at his face, at his chest, and look at his front paws. It's tan color. Yeah, I know. So I don't understand. I don't understand the concealing. You have a picture of the dog. Can you send it, honey? This is the kind of stuff that takes time, and I got so much going on with the book and everything else that's why I'm looking forward to getting my book done so I can start to be more, take more time to doing these things. Jack and Lily interview Janie, Grandma Janie. Let's see if I can get Janie. Images. I'm just seeing if I can pull it up, but I can't pull it up. But no, it's definitely interesting. It's just an interesting observation. Why? Thank you, honey. You're the best. Let me pull up my interview. Thank you. You're the best. You rock. I'll check it. Let's see. Got it yet, but okay. Well, let's just keep going. Let's keep going. Whoops. It's just weird. Like, do you not think it's weird? Carla says, where's Carla? I mean, I wouldn't even hesitate to let the police officers show the RV. Hang on. I wouldn't even hesitate to let, no, I know. And I heard that, but I thought there was rugs in there. And Justin's dog is no longer alive. They used to have a very old Mastiff. Okay. So is Janie taking over the new dog? There's a smaller tan furry dog, looked like a Shih Tzu or something, then a black medium dog, older. Okay. Oh, I have Justin's dog, not Janie's. Okay, no worries. Anyways, it's just curious. I mean, maybe it's just she was babysitting to give her the benefit of the doubt. Somebody else's dog. I don't know. It's just because to me, and I said it at the time, it came out like Janie's interview came out like what, 2 months after the fact, maybe even a bit longer. And it looks like it was a deliberate attempt to clean the property up from its original disarray. Not that it looked great, but it looked better. And it just looked like a concerted effort to create a different narrative and image of the family. And no, the small dog that is with Janie is her dog, Tucker. She doesn't own a large dog. Okay. So is Janie's dog tan or black and white? Is Haley accurate when Haley says that it wasn't Janie's dog in the interview? Is that accurate as far as you know, Cindy? It's just curious. I don't know that it's life or death information. It's just curious when just my sense is they were trying to create a narrative that didn't make them look so irresponsible. That's just my sense. I said it at the time, and then this dog thing comes up and I'm just like, what? It's just a very curious thing. Was the dog really not that friendly that he couldn't even be near the media, near the kids? I don't know. I would just be curious about that.
Were you going to say something else there, Haley?
There was a post that
Your
Earl
internet's
posted
gone wonky
today
on
that
me
was
again.
Justin's dog. Okay, thank you.
Haley?
Okay.
I
hear
think
me?
it has the whole time. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So she's showing Justin's dog in the interview. Okay, perfect. Thank you for clarifying, Wolfie. He's the one that you see in the news video, but that's why I said look at the markings on him and then picture the dog staying up the dashboard. Okay. Well, I can't do that because I don't have a picture. But anyways, it's like, again, it's not the most important thing in the narrative, but you know, if it's Justin's dog, it makes sense.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. All right. So that was that one. And then let's see.
Swing down there tomorrow or not. I have 4 Airbnbs checking out between today, and then I have another 4-bed turnover tomorrow. So I don't know if I'm going to have the time to get down. If I recall correctly, she said it was 4 a.m. I confused myself there after all this came up that Daniel was up till 12 a.m. His own words is what he said. So I probably confused that.
Oh, sorry,
I'm
honey.
certain Malia said it was like 4 a.m. or so in the morning.
I don't know, honey. I don't know, Wolfie. I don't know whose dog it is. I just know what I heard Haley say. And that the dog that Janie had on the interview, that's okay, honey. The dog that Janie had in the CBC interview is black, predominantly with a little bit of white or gray or something underneath. I'm just listening to what Haley said. That's all. I'm not sure.
She caught him doing that in the bathroom. She walked back down with the bed. Cindy asked her, well, why didn't you peek in the kids' rooms and check on them? She said it was dark. I didn't bother. Just went back to bed. So that's how that went.
All right. So this one I would like to try to clarify, if you don't mind. So Malaya told Lana that
If you want,
she got woke up
Thank
like
you.
a little after 12 or around 12, and Daniel was doing meth in the bathroom. And so, and I know originally kind of when we talked, it was around the same thing, but then you said 4 a.m. So I just kind of wanted to clarify that, because I know that not everything, like you're just trying to remember, but not that it's as clear as mud, like that it's 100% ingrained that it was 4 a.m. per se. It was just, I think, your recollection. Do you still believe it was 4 a.m. that was said, or do you think it was more after the 12 mark?
What I was told, when I was told this, the time that was told to me was around 4 a.m. So,
Okay.
and this is a statement that Malaya has also told somebody, and then she's like, no, I didn't say that. But it came from a really reliable person that she firsthand told it to, and that person told me.
Okay, I'm going to rewind that.
It was up till 12
Haley?
I think it has the whole time, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, all right. So that was that one. And then, let's see.
Swing down there tomorrow or not. I have 4 Airbnbs checking out between today, and then I have another 4-bed turnover tomorrow. So I don't know if I'm going to have the time to get down. If I recall correctly, she said it was 4 a.m. I confused myself there after all this came up that Daniel was up till 12 a.m. His own words is what he said. So I probably confused that. I'm almost certain Malia said it was like 4 a.m. or so in the morning. She caught him doing that in the bathroom. She walked back down with the bed. Cindy asked her, well, why didn't you peek in the kids' rooms and check on them? She said it was dark. I didn't bother. Just went back to bed. So that's how that went.
All right. So this
City, I see your comments, honey, but honestly, I'm not that concerned about the dog. I don't think, I was just hypothetically trying to make sense of what Janie would be doing with a different dog. But I think we've already answered the question. If Earl has said that it was Justin's dog, I don't think it's all that important to the narrative. So that's why I'm not stopping. I really don't think it's that important to the storyline.
This one I would like to try to clarify, if you don't mind. So Malaya told Lana that she got woke up like a little after 12 or around 12, and Daniel was doing meth in the bathroom. And so, and I know originally kind of when we talked, it was around the same thing, but then you said 4 a.m. So I just kind of wanted to clarify that, because I know that not everything, like you're just trying to remember, but not that it's as clear as mud, like that it's 100% ingrained that it was 4 a.m. per se. It was just, I think, your recollection. Do you still believe it was 4 a.m. that was said, or do you think it was more after the 12 mark?
What I was told, when I was told this, the time that was told to me was around 4 a.m. So,
Okay.
and this is a statement that Malaya has also told somebody, and then she's like, no, I didn't say that. But it came from a really reliable person that she firsthand told it to. And
that Malaya was woken up at 4 a.m. Interesting. Daniel said at midnight he checked on all the children. He was supposed to clean the house. He wasn't done. Nothing makes sense. Something happened. Yes, exactly. And that's, well, I don't know. It's just my theory, but I think that's why Malaya left, personally. If she's not involved in the cover-up, makes sense that she would leave if she felt threatened and she knew that she went to bed and didn't wake up to do anything to the kids herself, but woke up and they were gone. The time doesn't really matter, unfortunately, because he did math, was not going to sleep, period. Exactly. So no, I don't mean you at all. I mean, there's other people that are continuously pushing. That's what happened. Oh, honey. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Cindy, for clarifying. Yeah. I just think it's interesting. It's an observation because nothing these people do is honest, and a lot of diversion tactics, in my opinion, are being used. I'm just curious if there was more to the story with the dog, but yes, I don't see it as being relevant to the case. Just my opinion.
That person told me.
Gotcha. Okay. And same thing like with Belinda. Like it was Lana had been having conversations with Malaya, and then Lana would talk to Belinda, and said same thing virtually. Just the timing was a little bit different, but again, it's what you would deem as still what you deem as, you know, more of the credible information. So basically, even regardless that maybe the times are a bit different, the same thing was being said by two different people in a sense, by a few. So, which makes me believe that at some point, unless that's just a pack of the lies going on anyway, it would lead me to believe that, yeah, Daniel was doing meth. And Daniel, I think he went from saying he didn't do meth and all that stuff. Then on DT show, he started getting put on the spot. And even when DT kind of cornered him, it was just like, well, it was before Jack and Lily went
Okay,
missing.
guys.
It's like, dude, the article from Globe and Mail.
Okay, I'll tell you one thing we're going to do in my chat is we're not going to argue in my chat, period. So just let it go, ladies. Let it go.
You know, there's literally a picture of you 10 years ago with your friend with a needle in his hand on your freaking Facebook page. So, dude, you're not, my niece has been a user of meth on and off since she's been 15 years old. She's clean now at the time, right? For whatever it's been now, a year and a half or so like that. But I had her on the live once, Haley, because I don't understand meth. I don't know what meth is. Like, meaning I don't know reactions or actions of someone that does meth and stuff like that. But bottom line is, who was it? Was it you, the one that said, oh, is that why you were tweaking, running around with your head cut off? Was that, it was you that said that in that, was it Hidden in the Fog, I believe? Remember when you were saying to Malaya, like what the fuck is going on here? And then she admitted to you that Daniel has been doing meth for the last couple of years. And then you said something like, oh, that's why you've been running around with your head cut off like a chicken all day. Do you remember that? Haley, can you hear me?
I didn't catch anything you just said.
Oh, I'm sorry. Your internet was perfect when we started. But anyways, I'm just talking about the time when you were talking about you telling Malaya, like, what the fuck is going on? She says that Daniel's been doing meth for a couple of years. And, you know, Daniel was denying doing any drugs at first. And then, you know, as months have gone on, it was like, well, yeah, I mean, I was doing some basically once. DT kind of cornered him on the live that one day. He's basically like saying, yeah, well, it was before Jack and Lily went missing. But just to ask you personally, just from the information you've heard and I've heard, do you believe that Daniel was doing meth that night? Ah, darn it.
From what I was told from Malaya at the end of the driveway there, when she broke down and started talking about that, then yeah, the dots all connected. And with the bathroom scenario there, yeah, I strongly believe that.
Yeah.
Okay. Haley strongly believes that Daniel was doing meth the night before. I want to talk about this for a second. Carla says, I know a few math addicts myself, and trust me, they're really good people, but when they get high on this stuff, they become totally different people, don't care about anything in the world. Yes, exactly. And that's why Reeve talked about it quite a bit recently with the Rob Reiner story and whatnot, Carla, because I think it's also potentially one of the reasons that Daniel's storyline is inconsistent, because meth has been known to change the way your brain functions, clearly, and it can become, people can and are known to become quite violent on meth, and their memory and accuracy of the night before, I mean, if he was mathed up, he wouldn't remember a damn thing from the night before. And maybe he did something that he doesn't even recall, you know? if he's that consistent a math head, then that could be why his story is inconsistent, because maybe he was too mathed up to even remember. Maybe Daniel actually did something that he doesn't legitimately remember. And if he's a narcissist, which I believe he is, on top of that, that could explain the passing of a polygraph. Now you factor in that there were only questions about the unaliving of the kids on the polygraph. You add the math factor where he might not remember a thing of what he did. And hence the different storylines and getting caught in all these lies and the potential for something abusive to have happened is absolutely wow. Okay, I'm spinning. I don't know who's coming in. Sorry, everybody. Ooh. Somebody's coming in. I got goosebumps. Ooh, who's here? Sorry, everybody. Ooh. I'm not going to say what I just heard. I'm not going to say what I just heard. Sorry. Honest to God, I just heard it's Lily. It's me, Lily. Shit. Ooh, okay. I wasn't expecting that. I just heard it's me, Lily. God, no. No, no, no. Sorry, everybody. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And then he went and did math and then doesn't remember anything. If that's Lily, if they're Lily, I think Lily's here. God, no, because that means she's crossed over. And I don't want that to be the case. Sorry, everybody. Let me just focus. Let me just focus, please. Um, Lily's showing me Daniel strangling Jackie to death. Sorry, everybody. Ooh, I did not expect this. I don't know if that's Lily. If it's true, I'm going to have to sit with the energy because ugh, fuck. She's showing me them like screaming and him just losing his shit over the screaming and just shaking. That's what she's showing me. Uh, okay, let's continue on. I'm just going to talk to Lily for a second and see if she'll come back at a better time. Let's keep going. I got to get clarifier on that. I'm going to get clarifier on that another time. I just did not anticipate.
I mean, to be honest, just to ask you another thing before the clip, do you believe about the vehicles, Brad Wong, Justin Smith? Do you believe of yourself about the vehicles being heard that night by two different people?
I just want to specify, okay, when I'm channeling like that, I don't know 100% this is Lilly. So that's why I said, I went back and said, if it's you, Lilly, you got to come back for another, because I don't know 100%. I've had other kids come in and share information for kids on the other side that can't yet communicate, because it takes a while for spirit to have crossed over to actually be able to communicate. It's not a natural thing right away. So I am going to validate this. She's saying, yes, it's me, it's me, it's me. She's saying. Oh my God. Okay, let's just keep watching.
Did you hear the question, Haley? Or did you cut out again? Haley, can you do me a favor? If you can hear me, can you pop out and then pop back in on the link? That might fix your issue.
Okay, let me go and talk to her for a second. I'm going to take my earbuds off, okay?
Can you hear me, Haley? Well, Haley, if you can hear me, just try to pop out and then pop back in, like meaning back out of the live and then come back in on that link again. Obviously, the internet's going wonky for her. Okay, so let's see here. While that's happening, I'm going to play the next one.
I don't know if I have time to swim down there tomorrow.
I already played that one. Is it this one?
Was going on, and Daniel was driving Malea's white Nissan Pathfinder. I believe hers is like a 2016, 2017. So it looks a lot different than the brand new ones, of course. But that's all I seen him drive. And then Malaya did confirm that there was a guy that came there the day of the search that was apparently searching with Daniel at some point too. And that said person, I'd have to find his name again, but Malaya did say that was the guy he was getting dope off of. Now, I don't want that to go anywhere. I will grab the guy's name for you. I have it back in messages between somebody, maybe even Malaya, I forget. But she did confirm that one of the guys that was searching with Daniel was a dealer that he was getting stuff from. So,
okay, let's see if Haley can pop back on here. 1 sec. Fortunately, a little bit of chance. So you guys already know. Sorry, was it Chance? And he was in the documents on there. So again, right, I just want to reiterate. So these were private messages sent to Daniel from the Drunk Turkey Show back in August 30th, as a matter of fact. They were never to be played. They were just, let's see here. I wonder if that's better. Haley entered this. Is that better, Haley? Can you hear me?
A little bit for now, yeah.
Yeah, I won't keep you too much longer here. So that was just the next one was about you talking about, about the drug dealer.
I'm just trying to understand how this fits into my other vision, y'all. I just heard buried in the bush near the barn. Buried in the bush near the barn. I don't know, y'all. I'm not going to run with this. I'm not going to run with this right now because y'all are here. You know what's going on live. But I'm going to try to get more information because I'm trying to make sense of the other visions and how this fits in. But I'm hearing buried in the bush near the barn, in the woods near the barn.
For Daniel, which we know his name in the documents, Chance Lays, blah, blah, blah. It's been out there for a while. Other people have already brought it up. Again, as I was saying quickly, these clips were supposed to be private. But because Daniel felt the need to share them with certain people, obviously in this messenger group or whatever together, whoever he shared them with, obviously they got passed around and they're going to make it out there. So Haley was gracious enough to join today because it's like, you know what? She said what she said. And it's not like there's any sort of solving of Jack and Lily's case, but he broke the trust. So we're getting ahead of it. Bottom line is just playing some of the clips. I sent Daniel about 6 or 7 clips, just playing those clips because they're out there anyway.
Trees, I'm not going to confirm it yet because here's how spirit works, right? Like I didn't go into this live anticipating this to happen, and it never happens to me that way. And I've said this before, I'm what you call an investigative medium where things come to me. I don't but I do want to make sure before I go and state this because I have not grounded or saged to make sure that the energy is actually legitimate. And spirit can come in, and I've had negative entities pretend things that aren't true, but I really I just want to verify that. I could actually picture Daniel's dog. That to Jackie was actually one of my thoughts in the beginning. Putting his name up there, claiming that he's a dealer. His name is in the documents. Who's that we're talking about, Cindy? I'm sorry. I know I will, honey. I'm not going to do a reading. I'm going to try to connect with her again. Let's go back for a second. A reading is different, is a totally different thing than channeling. But yeah.
As I was saying quickly, these clips were supposed to be private, but because Daniel felt the need to share them with certain people, obviously in this messenger group or whatever together, whoever he shared.
Well, I mean, we know Lawrence Geddes owns a barn, and that's why I'm confused, because I saw a vision of them being taken by somebody with long black hair together walking. So if Jack was strangled, then he wouldn't have been walking in the vision. So that's why I'm saying those two visions, what I've just been told and that vision, are not lining up. So before I say any more, I'm going to get clarifiers, because I want to be in integrity. Psychic Sleuth talked about this last night. Okay. I watched a little bit of her. I don't normally watch readings on Psychic Sleuth, but I did one on Camilla that we talked about yesterday because she also doesn't think Camilla committed suicide with a gun beside her. But she explains how we work. And I know, Krista, honey, I know. That's the thing. Like, I want to be careful. Sebastian Rogers has come in too and said stuff that's not true. And he's come in and been mad at me. I effing told you to leave this effing alone. Like, I want to be responsible. But I'm telling you, this little girl is saying she's Lilly. I got goosebumps. It's me. And she's showing me a vision and validating that Daniel was methed up and shook Jackie that night. Did he hurt him well enough to get rid of him? Okay, the guy that Haley's bringing up that drives the dark, loud car said it's Daniel's dealer. Ah. Okay, let's go back and listen. The friend that came to help Daniel search one day. M confirmed that that's the friend that came to help Daniel search one day. Interesting. The guy that Haley's bringing up that drives the dark, loud car, Daniel's dealer. I would have thought Durwood was Daniel's dealer, but maybe I'm wrong.
Obviously, they got passed around, and they're going to make it out there. So Haley was gracious enough to join today because it's like, you know what? She said what she said, and it's not like there's any sort of solving of Jack and Lily's case, but he broke the trust. So we're getting ahead of it. Bottom line is just playing some of the clips. I sent Daniel about 6 or 7 clips, just playing those clips because they're out there anyway. So that's what we're talking about. Just quickly, Haley, only because somebody just asked us. The 7th person, I had asked you about the 7th person polygraphed in there. Now, Patty was the seventh person. Now, you had said Patty a long time ago as well. But a lot of people were picking up on that interview with that RCMP dude in the article where they said 7, and everyone's kind of going like 7. So Cody, Malaya, Daniel, Janie, Wade, Cindy, and Patty. Those are the 7 people that were polygraphed, correct?
Was that a question for me? Sorry.
Yeah, no, I just listed off the 7 people. So the 7th person was Patty.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, yeah. That's what I narrowed it down to as well.
Yeah. Which made sense, right? So there was no big secret there. I think everyone was like, well, who's that 7th person out there? Now, okay. So the one I just played. So what's this one?
Like, I was close with Malaya, but there was that 2-year gap that I didn't see her or the kids because Daniel made her cut everybody off. So like,
It's not good.
yes, Lily and Jack are missing. Like, I don't know what to say when I speak to a news reporter because I do want to speak to Lindsay, but like, I don't know what the fuck to say. Like, I cry about it all the time. Like, do I say that stuff? Do I say like I'm disappointed with like how things are going? But I have.
I don't think that was like a bonus one.
If I can remember correctly, I'm pretty sure he was driving a dark colored vehicle, black, the guy that was searching with Daniel, and it was louder. I can't say for sure that it was standard, but I drive a 6-speed myself. So I know what a standard is.
Okay. So was it Mr. Jordan Geddes or Mr. Durwood Geddes? I'm just curious who was in the dark car, because my vision would suggest a JG. Does anybody know if Jordan Geddes drives a black car? Don't forget, they stopped at his house that day. Is that where he was getting the rugs from? The Geddes family?
Yeah.
In my opinion,
I'll go
potentially.
grab this picture right quick, send you that so you can see what this creepy motherfucker looks like.
Okay, so that was in conjunction with the last one. The last one that was played was
Okay, so it doesn't sound like it's a Durwood Geddes or a Jordan Geddes dude.
actually not part of those clips. That was just, Haley's been, I think that could have been Haley's 4 messages when we were talking about shit. But anyways, so that again was about Chance Lays. And again, we'll use the word allegedly. He is obviously in the documents and stuff like that. But those were the clips, okay? If anyone tries to claim that there's more out there, well, give me receipts, because I keep hearing shit. So give me receipts. Oh, Haley, by the way, just quickly, when I was listening to the actual audio you sent me, one of the clips in there was of me. 1 second here. Stop. Video file.
I don't think she comes up and shows us a picture. I wish she had. No, they said his name is Chance. Interesting. Interesting.
Where is it? Downloads. Come on now. Video file. What was video file? The heck? Where'd it go? Wait, am I missing it? 1 second here. It was. Oh, that's so cute. 1 second. Okay, 1 second. Video file. Okay, this one here, I think it was. Yeah.
The day that all.
Okay, so this is what was sent to Haley, to Cheryl, whatever, right? Again, they only could have come from one spot, which was Drunk Turkey Daniel. So if someone wants to talk about not being trustworthy, someone needs to know that 3 times he put out information. And not only did he do that, but he also sat there and made a comment on one of his lives with Dr. Ivana and Daphne, which I thought was absolutely inappropriate. He was saying that me and Charmaine were saying these things and stuff like that. But anyways, he basically said, oh, what am I lacking clicks and views and stuff like that. And that how Brad Wong would even talk to me and stuff like that. Just really hitting below the belt and whatever. And it was very ignorant. A lot of people said, Sonny, I'm so sorry about it. I don't care. He can say what he wants, but he showed me his true colors by 3 times trying to, and this one here by just, you trust somebody thoroughly, which I did. And zero respect. at all. So, but Haley, there was this one message. Let me just see if I can get it. It was, I want to say, it was here. One second.
Almost done this clip. We're just about done this clip, guys.
Play. Wait.
I don't know if I have time to swing down.
Okay. That's fine. Haley, 1 second. Haley, remember there was that point when you said something about talking, and I might as well just let her talk. So that clip in there was me talking about Daniel. I'm sure you've probably listened to it now, but that was me talking about Daniel. And I said something like, if Daniel's going to keep talking, and it's kind of like a 50-50. I know he's using me. I'm using him. And if he wants to keep yapping. So just to clarify, that wasn't anything about you. That was a total clip about Daniel that they put in there that I was referring to for that. But anyways, with that, Haley being said, we've played the clips. Is there anything that you wanted to say at all for Jack and Lilly, for anything else?
No, I don't think there's anything more other than I hope that we have some answers and, the case can be closed and things can move forward.
Yeah, absolutely on this. And again, well, I know you got to get going because I know.
Okay, everybody, this is the end. So listen, thank you for listening to this. I'm just going to go back now. I'm just going to go back and talk about I'd be afraid now, even though it's in the documents, now that he knows who said it. Yeah. You got to be careful, you got to be careful. The true crime world is something else. So listen. Okay, we got the dog. Okay, Earl's post. Thank you, Wolfie. Okay, let's show the post. Y'all, do you care about what we did? And I was going to go through what we did in, thank you, Wolfie. I was going to go through what we did in 2025. Do you all care? Because if not, I'll just call it an end to the live and change the title. Do y'all care what we did in 2025? Okay. So thank you, Wolfie. So this is the dog, Earl's post. Heather, Lily is my son, Justin's dog. I borrow her when I get bored. Ha ha. Lily is my son, Justin's dog. Why does he have his dog named Lily? Interesting. But that's not the dog that showed up in the interview. That's definitely not the dog. Katie, son Jordan had one of the sale on Marketplace Facebook, which was a black IKEA. Son Jordan had one for sale on Marketplace, which was a black IKEA. Okay, one what, Carla? What he had one what for sale? A car, a dog? You guys, I got to be specific. We got to be specific. If you want me to go through the cases recovered in 2025, put a 1 in the chat. If you don't, I'm going to change the title and end the stream now. And see you tomorrow. Daniel left 1407 Gerlach Road to go to Jordan Getty's place to get his tools to help his mom with the fence. Well, yeah. Yeah, that is definitely, thank you, Wolfie. That is not the dog in the, let me see if I can pull up the CBC interview, because that is not the dog that Janie had. I don't think it really is too much of a big deal, truthfully. Like I said, I don't think, hang on, let me see if this is the right one. It's not, like, to me, it's not going to solve the case. It's not important to the case. It was just a curious comment. I can't find it right now. Was it Global? Jack and Lily. I thought for sure it was let me just see. You have the picture of the car as well? Oh, wow. Of the car that they're referencing? Maybe I should go to the channel. To what channel, honey? I just don't remember what news clip it's in. Janie's interview. Oh, hang on. There it is. I got it. I got it. I got it. So it was a couple of months later. I got it. Hang on. I'm just going to look for the dog. We don't need to play the whole thing. Hmm. I don't see it here either. Let me just go through it slowly. No, that's definitely not Janie's dog. That's a Mastiff. Exactly. Exactly. Getty's Black Kia Sportage. Yeah. I don't know, man. Still think there's like I cannot dismiss my vision. I just can't. So this is the video that I thought showed the dog, but I'm not finding it. There it is. We got it.
Do you think your son had anything
Let's
to do?
go back. It's very short clip. Very short clip. We got it.
Yes, I do. Because I live on the property. Come on.
See?
Do you think your son had anything to do with the disappearance of?
Let me go. Hold on. Hang on. I got to get it back. Hang on. I'm going to bring it back up. I mean, it's not a big deal. Again, it could just be that, she's babysitting, there he is, that she's watching.
Because I live on the property.
There he is.
Come on.
Okay. Is that the same dog?
Your son had anything to do with the disappearance of Jack and Lily?
No, I don't believe Daniel had anything to do with the disappearance of Jack and Lily. Our heart don't lie, and my heart is telling me that my kid did not have nothing to do with this, and I had nothing to do with this. You know, if something bad happens, you get like your heart drops. Mine hasn't dropped. See,
because you don't have a heart, you have to have a heart for it to drop. I'm sorry. I can't resist that. My heart hasn't dropped yet. I mean, y'all. If your heart hasn't dropped yet at the sight of knowing that your step grandkids are missing, I don't know what's gonna drop your heart, Janie. Okay, let's just watch and see. There he is. Is that the same dog? Can you see him? Can you see him? Let me just take the comments off. Can you see him? No, because of the in the bottom of the screen. I'm just trying to compare to the picture. It's the same dog. No, is it the same dog? Hang on. No, I don't think it's the same dog. Definitely not the dog in the interview. No. No. Looks like the dog in the window to me. Yeah, it's not the dog, but maybe she had 2 dogs. I don't really know. Like I said, it's not the same dog as the one that Wolfie you just sent me. Thank you. It looks like a Rottie. Yeah, it does. Doesn't that look like a Rottie? Not Scruffy Tucker. No, it's not. It's not the same dog, but it's really, I don't think it's going to solve the case. I went back just because we're here anyways, and I appreciate you taking the time to send it, Wolfie. That looks like my old dog Thumper. But I don't think it's going to solve the case for us, regrettably. Okay, everybody. So there's only 5 of you on the cell phone app, which is normally the reverse today. So free Fluffy. Wolfie. Free Fluffy. That's hilarious. Has confirmed that too in a voice recording to Sunny. What did he confirm, Carla? What did he confirm? That he took the dog? What did he confirm? Okay, everybody. I'm going to see you tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. I'm not going to bother doing the recap. I'm going to go change the title now. I just thought people would care. I think everybody just wants justice for Jack and Lilly. I don't really think anybody truly really cares about much else right now. We did just quickly cover, a lot of different cases, and we're still waiting to hear for justice on some of them. Sebastian Rogers, Emmanuel Harrow, Anna Kepner, Melody Buzzard, Jaden Spicer, Dylan Eller. So yeah, have a good day, everybody. Thank you for being here. And I'll be back at 11 a.m. tomorrow morning. Could be Globe and Mail, Canadian Press. Out laters. Out, Wolfie. Thank you, honey. Okay. Thanks, everybody. It's not the same dog, but again, I don't think it's a matter of solving the case. It's just a question of whose dog is it. But see everybody tomorrow. Go have a good day. Love and light. Happy New Year. Here's to a better year. I couldn't be happier to see the end of 2025 myself. Okay, everybody. Love and light. Thanks for being here. Off to change the title. Cheers. Have a good day. See you tomorrow. Peace out.